what's happening? It's your dude, the merciless Reece L. Black. Welcome back to the booth. So let's go ahead and hop into it. So I kind of noticed that there's been like a few videos that have been floating around in the space when it comes to the manosphere, right? But it's actually in regards to the women coming into the manosphere, creating their content, and it looks like steam is getting stolen. We have like some swagger jacking going on, right? So one of the arguments that I kind of heard from a few of these spaces, from a few of these other channels by other cats who got platforms in the space, of how they're talking about how the women are coming in and pretty much getting a whole lot of attention, a whole lot of views, and a whole lot of subs, but using manosphere talking points that have already been spoken. Basically, what has been said is, we got female content creators coming into the space and jacking the red pill. It's funny because I made a video way back when talking about how women are the red pill, literally. Meaning the red pill is pretty much about women when game is about you. Game is self-improvement, you know, for men and women. But we have now women coming into the space spitting the same red pill talking points and getting applauded for it. Damn near getting rewarded for it. But here in the black space, we've already had that. I mean, we called them pick-me's. But we had a new one come in. I believe her name is Pearly or Pearl. Just Pearly Things. I think that's the name of the channel, where she's pretty much at over 500,000 long when it comes to the body count on the channel, right? And yes, you know, we already have, you know, women in the space who've been spitting that same fire, you know, like my girl Chantel Simone. I believe she's over 40K on the body count. And of course, you guys know Melanie King, Danica Marie. I mean, these are a lot of women that have really went sky high when it came to the subscribers. You know, much props for them. Same thing with the viewership. Of course, you know, Jessica X, she's an avatar, and she's, you know, she's pretty much up there in the count as well. And then you kind of have like the men in the space. Some of these men who've been in the space for years have not even touched, you know, the 6-figure mark. And you know what? They may not even be trying. Maybe they really just don't care about that, right? But the thing is this, they've been doing it for years, but the women kind of came in, and all the men, because you know it's the men, all the men in the space who supported the manosphere or red pill content ended up supporting these women in droves, making their viewerships and their subscriber, you know, go sky high. Even the super chats, you know, the super chats have even gotten off the hook, you know. And you got like the men who've been around spitting that red pill content or just spitting that game period, really don't get to see as much support as these women have been getting. So there is no woman's fear, right? There isn't one. So that's why I have a lot of cats talking about, you know, women have came into the manosphere like they infiltrated. So now it's almost as if like, so whose fault is that? Is it because there's really not much more you can speak about when it comes to red pill content? I mean, the women came in and said the exact same things, and yet they get way more support financially. They get the views, they get more subs. Hell, they're probably getting brand deals and all of that. And yet some of these women may not even be collabing with a lot of these red pill cats. Some of them have, right? Because of course, that's how their subs went up, because they did a collaboration with maybe some of these red pill cats. And so they got some of their subs. But what's probably unfortunate, they're probably not even watching who they used to support, you know, anymore, because now they're paying attention to whichever woman came in with the red pill content or the game content, right? You know what? But is this good for the space now? Once you find a skincare regimen that actually works and you stick to it, I'm telling you, you're going to end up getting the results that you've been looking for. Right here, you have the wash that I use daily, and I'll also have the scrub. So if you're interested in getting those same good results, please, in the description down below, make sure you hit the link. It's going to launch you to the Teach Handling website, and I guarantee you, you'll have a good evening. So I wanted to go ahead and like, let's ask some questions here and see, is this for the good of the space now? So now that the dudes now have women that they actually see, these, because men, the viewers, have been complaining there's no more feminine women, everybody's a whole female nature, this and that. So now that you actually have a woman who keep on, spitting those same talking points, do you feel better? Is it almost like you're trying to, like, date this woman in your mind who you're watching, and is that working out for you? Like, you're not going out meeting women like this woman. So are you kind of in your mind dating this female content creator? I know that's a little bit deep, but let's go into some other things on if this is going to work out. Is this the way it should be? There aren't any internal beefs that I kind of haven't noticed. Like, it's not like a beef like it was with like Donovan Sharp and Dream 21 Convention. It wasn't like any sour beefs I really don't see going on amongst the women. It's almost as if like they can all just come on and just all have a panel together and kumbaya it out and hold women accountable, and the men love it. The men will come in and cash them out talking about like, yo, finally, nothing but beautiful feminine women who are talking that fire. That's what we like hearing and everything. So I wonder, is that good for the space? Maybe it is, maybe they're not, but you be the judge. Are men more motivated now to pretty much pick right? So when you watch these women in the manosphere now, spitting that game, spitting that fire, spitting that femininity, does this inspire and motivate men to actually pick right? So no more thinking and dating with this down here. They're actually using this right here, using this right here. So now that they're watching Pearly or watching Chantel, watching Danica Marie, watching, a ZZ, or watching a Crimson Cure or Jessica They watching all of these women. I'm probably missing a whole bunch, but watching all of these watching all of these women, is this inspiring to now look for good women like this? Now, of course, we'll all say good women don't exist, but we have women out there that actually, carry themselves with self-respect, and one day want to be in a committed relationship. They're just looking for the right guy. So the men that are watching these women, does this inspire you to now pick right? And it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of conflict that's going on in the chat rooms now. Now, we know over here and, in the black male space, it goes down in the chat. There's so many personal insults and things like that when it comes to men on the panel, whether it's like, you're, a dating coach, or you're a passport bro, or you're just married, right? There's always going to be like some type of internal civil conflict when it comes to us on the men's side. But the thing is, do you really see a whole lot of that going on in the chats on those other platforms with the ladies? No, you don't. And the thing is this, is that actually a good thing? Is it actually a little bit more peaceful, a little bit more subtle, right? So maybe people are, like most men are now gravitating over to those panels or just that channel because, hey, the chat is clean. You just got a bunch of men who got one thing in common, supporting this woman, whether they're a pick-me or, a red pill grab, swagger jacker, whatever. They just like the fact that they don't have to go up in there and hear a guy talk about, just do better, just, game yourself up, self-improve, work out, get your mouthpiece straight. So is it a little bit much better for most of these men who just go over to these other platforms and they just kick it in the chat where they all just give this one woman props? To each his own. If that's what they want to do, that's what they're going to do. There's no tough love over there. So is that a case? And since these women are speaking, are men listening to them more rather than listening to the men who've already spit that red pill sermon? Is it better to listen to these women than, it is to listen to like, these cats on here who got game, spitting that, self-improvement, spitting, how to get your mouthpiece together, or just basically trying to get your life on track, even financially? Are men pretty much just listening to these women because it's just better? It just feels good. Because the thing is this, they're getting a whole lot of support fast. And yes, some of you guys out there may say like, well, they're just, listening to a pretty face. That's all they are. It's just a pretty face that's regurgitating the same stuff that's already been said before, so it really doesn't make any difference. Well, I guess probably what makes the difference is the gratitude that maybe some of these ladies show on their panels. You throw them a super chat, it's like oh, $50 super chat. You are so nice. Well, in some of the men's panels, you kind of see them, you know, read it, and that be it. Because, you know, some cats be wanting a shout out and want you to like give them a huge thank you for donating anywhere over $20. You know, so is that the case? Are they now just appreciative of women, period? Like when they just see these women speak, whether you want to say they're pandering to their brokenness, you know, pandering to them, you know, when it comes to like, you know, they, you know, when they were hurt in the past, because they're holding women accountable, and you wish you can hold that past woman accountable, but now she's basically coming off relatable to you. Is that making you feel a whole lot more appreciative to women? I'm still speaking to the men who support these ladies. Is that the case? Because I know over here on the men's side, yeah, you know, we give props, you know, to a Ron Wills or a Lucario or Alpha Kingdom or Alpha Villains. And yeah, we give them props because, you know, they spit that fire. But maybe the approach from some of these men is just a little bit too hardcore. So yeah, they're going to go listen to these other women say the same thing about women, say the same thing about self-improving or whatever. And do you just feel a little bit more safer because maybe the tough love approach just ain't for you? And I get it, you know, to each his own, but could that also be the case too? And now you kind of have a lot of cats who are content creators when it comes to the dating or relationship space, pretty much now trying to like find their footing or rebrand, trying to do something fresh and new, because now you got the ladies over here who pretty much swagger jacked a lot of the talking points. And now you got a lot of these men who are pretty much trying to get some more views. A lot of them are also probably like, you know, full-time YouTubers too, who are in the dating relationship space, right? So what are they to do? So some of them, yeah, are forced to pretty much switch up because I can't say this because she's going to say what I just said. Or this other girl is going to say, like, basically, the male content creators in the dating space are now in competition with the ladies, and it's looking like defeat by a landslide. And y'all know how I do. I just wanted to throw that vid out there. I'm out this piece. Good evening, Mr. Black.